name's Scott. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the CE2 510 XL Clearomizers, which I received from www.ivapor-elixir.co.uk. Before I start, I must point out I did receive them free of charge for the purpose of conducting a review. My opinion of the product may be true, honest and accurate as always. Okay, so a Clearomizer is basically a cartomizer, and a cartomizer is basically a cartridge and an atomizer built into one unit. Now the Clearomizer is a little bit different to your regular sort of cartomizers because they don't actually use any of the polyester wool which normally comes in the cartridges or cartomizers. But rather than me sort of trying to explain it now, let's go and have a look at them in a bit more detail, and I'll also show you how to fill one up. Okay, so here we have the Clearomizer, and as you can see it's clear, hence the name. So you've got your connection here, which is a 510 connection, and on the end here you've got like a little sort of rubber mouthpiece type thing which you will need to remove in order to fill it. As you can see, it's not got any polyester wool inside it, which obviously most cartomizers do. This one instead, it has like what can I only sort of describe as pieces of string, which I'd imagine work by obviously soaking up the e-liquid and feeding it up to the actual heating coil of the atomizer, which is up on this end here. Okay, so like I said, you need to, in order to fill it, you need to remove this rubber bung. So you can just use like a, anything that'll fit in that little hole. I've got a fork here, which actually seems to work quite well, and you just got to prise it out like that. Now you should be able to see at the top and the bottom are two tiny little holes, and you can see the heating coil in the middle there. Now you need to use one of these basically, which is a like a filling needle and your syringe, and you've got to put the needle, the like bendy needle, inside one of those little holes. If you've got bad eyesight, then it's going to be quite tricky for you. Luckily my eyesight is pretty good still, so you just got to try and line it up with one of the little holes. If I can see it, I can't see it now with the way I'm sitting. That's it, and then just sort of try and push it in there. Now the only thing with these needles is that obviously they are very bendy and flexible, and a lot of the time it makes it very hard for you to push it down there, especially if it's a needle that's been used sort of several times before. And sometimes I find that sort of twisting it about as you're trying to sort of push it in will help. As long as it's in there most of the way, then it should be okay. So I've got about the cartomizers or Clearomizers can take 1.8 ml of e-liquid. Now I've got just over 1 ml of e-liquid here. I'm not actually going to be filling it all the way up. So I'm just going to fill that up now. So you just got to squeeze it very slowly, and that should hopefully start filling up. I'll try and do it so you can see it. And when you're pressing down on these things, do it gently, otherwise it will start shooting out all over the place. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to do that any second. Maybe a bit alright, actually alright. And just pull that out. Okay, so now as you can see I've got, probably got about 1.4 ml of e-liquid in there. Okay, so then afterwards, now you have got the choice of either just putting the, if you notice there's a little sort of droplet of e-liquid there. I don't know if you can pick that up. Now it might be advisable just to sort of get a bit of kitchen towel just to sort of wipe that up in case it obviously starts going into your mouth. I'm going to ignore that for the moment now. So you've got a choice of either putting on the rubber cap back on now, or also in the kit that, well not the kit, but the box with the Clearomizer, should I say, is like a rubber sort of mouthpiece. And I quite actually like using these, so then you just got to slot that in the top and give it a bit of a twist, and that's it. Now you can just add that onto your 510 device and start vaping away. Now just for the record, this isn't a drip tip. You've got absolutely no chance of trying to drip any liquid in there. It's just like a little mouthpiece. Alright, okay, so let's go and see what it vapes like. Okay, so I've got my filled CE2 510 XL Clearomizer, and I put it onto a Cyclops electronic cigarette, which is just running at like a regular voltage of 3.7 volts, and show you what it vapes like. As you see, it produces a nice amount of vapour. Do find occasionally you do get a little bit of almost sort of goes a little bit sort of wimpy. That's the only way I can sort of describe it. And you lose a bit of the flavour, and you lose a fair bit of the old vapour as well. And what I find, I know if you look on YouTube, there's like loads of videos on taking them apart and doing this mod and doing that mod. But I personally find all you got to do is that, and then like it starts vaping well. Obviously you've got like these strings that are hanging down now, and if the e-liquid is towards the bottom end, then it's going to be it's not going to be wicking up as quickly as what it maybe should be. That's my theory anyway. So literally by just sort of holding it upside down for a little bit, that just helps obviously some of the liquid get up to the top end of the strings, and then it starts vaping fine again. The throw hit on it is I find to be quite mild. I'm using the 18mg strength e-liquid here, which isn't too high, and it's not sort of too low either. Because I personally find the higher the nicotine content of the e-liquid, and like the stronger, the harsher the throw hit. And normally, if I'm vaping 18, I normally get like a really nice sort of strong throw hit. And I am getting a throw hit, but I would say it's quite a mild one. It just seems like a nice sort of mild vape. But where this, for me, where this really does start to shine is in the flavour. Like if you're not too bothered about mountains and mountains of vapour and like a throw that's going to sort of blow your head off, and you just want to have something that produces a decent amount of vapour and gives you plenty of flavour, then these things are absolutely excellent. Flavour wise, like now before I go too far, I've only actually used this with tobacco flavours. And for me, it works brilliantly with tobacco flavours. I've not tried any fruity flavours, so whether that would come out work as well with fruity flavours, I'm not too sure. But all I can say to you is that for tobacco flavours, it's absolutely brilliant. Really, really, tons and tons of flavour. Yeah, slight drawback with them, I find that they are pretty useless when it comes to vaping at higher voltages. I know a lot of people do like to obviously vape at higher voltages than 3.7 volts, so obviously like through a pass through, or just like 6 volt vaping. And for me, as soon as you start going above 3.7 volts, it just really does sort of go downhill quite sort of rapidly. You're losing all the flavour, you're getting that sort of dry, sort of burnt taste quite often as well. But for me personally, 3.7 volts, you're getting plenty of vapour there that's going to satisfy, I'd say the majority of people, especially if you're comparing it to like a real sort of tobacco cigarette. You're getting more vapour than what you would produce smoke. That's what I think anyway. And I say and you're getting plenty of flavour there as well. And this is just an extremely nice vape just for 3.7 volt vaping. Like I say, if you ever do notice that your vapour starts going downhill a little bit, just hold it upside down, back that way again, and plenty of vape again. Okay, there's not a great deal else I can sort of tell you about them really. For me, I think they're a very nice Clearomyzer, or Clearomizer in this case. Lots of flavour there, getting lots of nice vapour as well. Throw hit's a little bit sort of down for me personally. Maybe if you prefer to have that stronger throat hit, then like getting a lot higher nicotine content e-liquid might sort of sort that out. But overall though, flavour wise, I can't really knock them at all. Absolutely spot on. If you fancy trying them out for yourself, go along to www.ivapor-elixir.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching, and also come along and visit my website at www.e-cig-reviews.com. That's e-cig-reviews.com. Cheers guys, happy vaping, see you later.